In the last few videos on my channel, you have seen me build my castle. Part 1 was building it, part 2 was decorating it, and in part 3, we are finishing it. I'm talking movie theater, dungeon, back garden, the whole shebang. Now, although this is called finishing my castle, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this video. So if you guys want a part 4, like the video and subscribe, because I will only do it if you guys really, really want it.
I gotta have more. I gotta have more.
Oh, and also, at the end of this one, you're all invited in to come and look around. So, as you can see on the ground floor, we still have several more rooms to do, but I'm gonna kind of do a little mismatch when we're building. So we're gonna start with the basement because I want to do a 2-story movie theater. So we'll start by getting rid of all of these lights. I'm a bit obsessed with placing lights under the floor, if you couldn't tell. And I've got myself some healthy crisps. So if you didn't know, this room here is the stairway into the basement, but this isn't actually the basement. As you can see, we can go another level underground. So that's how I'm gonna make the movie theater 2 stories. Right now, what I'm doing is kind of the hallway for downstairs. It's very confusing because it's literally built inside a mountain. But as you can see, we have approximately 8 rooms down here. And this back bit here, I thought I'm just gonna leave it. We don't need any more space, trust me. So I think the movie theater should be right here at the end of the passage. Also, guys, if you can hear like a whirring in the background, my neighbors have decided to cut all their bushes the moment I press record. These stairs are gonna carry us down, and if we put the roof on, this is scary. It's like the back rooms. What's that? It's like a quaver. And I think for now, I'm gonna put the lights in, which, yes, that was 12,000. This castle has honestly been my most expensive project ever. The best part about this still being inside a mountain is we can make use of these cheap wall lights. And if any of you have a hillside house, you can do this as well. This is huge. We're going to be using the full wall trim today. And actually, what am I doing? Why aren't we using panels? This is a true Reese's video. This is not a noob. Now, you might start to understand as I place these why my builds are so expensive, because I just love using these things called decals. But now that we've done that, I want to add in some pillars. Let's get in the real big guns.
I like them big.
So I've had a little bit of a eureka moment, guys. Why don't we have it like so there's some booths coming out of these ones? Because you know, like the royal family, when they go to watch a theatre production, they obviously sit in something that's called the royal booth or the VIP booth. Surprisingly, in this entire building, I have not once used these custom doors, but how stunning do they look? Next up, I've just taken a visit to the Great Hall to get this ornate stone railing. And do you know what this is giving, guys? It's giving like Harry Potter. I feel like this is the kind of room they would have had in Hogwarts if it was filmed in 2023. Like instead of wizard spells, they'd be doing like TikTok dances.
Once I make my move.
So hopefully I have a movie theater screen. What do you call it these days? A screen? Projector! Bada bing, bada boom. So if I place a floor here, I'm hoping I can outsmart BLOXBURG. That looks epic! And if my calculations are correct, which to be fair, they're probably not. I'm not the best at maths. They're not correct. I was gonna say we should have marble tiles, but that would poke out. That's okay though. We can do my backup plan, which is kind of doing the marble pattern that we did in the Great Hall. As you can see, when we color it like this, we get this really awesome kind of pattern on the floor. So now it's time, my chicken pies, for the chairs. I'm kind of scared for this because we don't want them to be so big that they're like up against the royal booth. However, we do want them to start pretty high up. Of course, each level it will go down. Like you're not just going to be sat directly in front of each other or no one would be seeing anything. It's kind of like when you get a really big-headed person sit in front of you.
I can't see.
Snap out of it.
I can't see.
I actually feel bad for the big-headed people, guys. Every single atom in my body wants to use this chair for each seat, but it's 3,000 a piece. And if I'm going to be sensible, probably shouldn't use that. So instead, I'm going to use the sophisticated one. And upstairs, if I remember correctly, yes, I'm going to use a couple of these red carpets just down the middle. And isn't it insane? This castle is 6 stories now. This is the bottom floor. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Imagine if you're on like the 6th floor and then you left your phone on the bottom floor. I don't think we should even fill up the walls with paintings. I kind of like it organically paneled. I will, however, on these back bits, there is not a chance of me leaving these blank. If we go into the slushy section, I have 6 slush puppy machines. So maybe that can be this side. We also have the ice cream machines. Ice cream. all scream, we all scream for ice cream. And of course, these will be going in the royal booths as well. You know what the best part about the royal booth is going to be, guys? You get a plug socket, you get to charge your phone up here. And now for the expensive part, adding the roof beams. All we need to do is add these tiny little hallways here going into the royal booth. They've got enough in them. They've got a little table. They've got a chair. But next up, I wanted to do the office. In my last video, which wasn't actually about the castle, I built an amazing office. Like, I don't like to toot my own horn, but that office was blimmin' good. It was kind of a dark vibe, like medieval England, medieval Queen Elizabeth. Dark, traditional office. That is horrifying. That's attacking all my senses. Oh, baby. Look at this one. Look at that Victorianness. Look at this paneling. These really nice, fancy for using in episode 2. We're obviously going to continue their legacy. And I always say this, panels for the win. And where does this door lead? What's this? What's that going to be?
What is that?
Maybe we could have this the laundry. I don't know what else would be connected to an office. And oh my gosh, a low battery. Right, let me charge my computer. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, chickens. It's actually like an hour later. I'm fully charged now. And where were we? Oh yes, the office. Don't know if any of you have watched The Crown. Their desk normally has a couple of chairs like this. And then behind it, they'll have obviously the Queen's chair. That is me today.
I don't need a prince to save me. I'm queen.
We're going to bring a little bit of that old-fashioned vibe into here by having a gramophone, which I think was invented in like 1910 or something. Now it's time to do some of those awesome built-in bookcases. And I think having these 4 rather than 2 big ones works a little bit better. I normally build the shelves and then put some like panels behind them, but not today, sisters. Oh, I sound like James Charles then. First of all, I'm going to put what I like to call the non-books. So things like jars. And I don't think we've done a bookcase yet, but next I'm doing the 2-story library. So after this office, we're going to have books galore. And oh my lord, that looks well better than I even imagined. In the corner here, I'm thinking should be our meeting table. Not to be a little copycat, but I'm gonna copy the table from the dining room. 30,000.
30,000?
And of course, rather than having all these plates and bowls, I might actually just leave that triangle. We've got to stick to the business of the meeting today. Please. I feel like we have so many chairs in this castle, but if you've ever seen like Buckingham Palace or anything, like it's just a bunch of seating areas. There's a certain point where your house just doesn't need to be any bigger. Because imagine having a whole room like this for chairs. Just know you've got a little bit too much space if you got this. And the best part about this office to me, other than its gorgeous chandeliers, is that it's right next to this room. As promised, the library's next, and then I think after that, we'll go to the back garden. This has kind of been just like looming here for such a long time. Ever since episode 1, this corridor. I don't know why I didn't use the custom doors like for the rest of the house. I guess I kind of like these ones. But I've had a brainwave. Maybe we could like combine the two, like make these concrete. Oh, beautiful. So going into the library. Oh my gosh, I forgot this floor was all fake. Exposed, exposed. Oh no, half my courtyard's gone. Not to worry though, it's back in now. Wood gives library vibes. And we are gonna have to be especially careful with it on all of these corners, because as you know, it goes a little bit mental chicken oriental. And also, I don't know what this little turret off the side is. I feel like that might be a greenhouse. Maybe we should add a door from this side actually, and that can be more of an outdoor room. Originally, this was actually separated from the castle. Out here, this was just a wall, but not a corridor. But I thought we're wasting all of this space in the turret if we don't use it. Oh my gosh, I was wondering why we hadn't gone up here yet. What's going on here?
What is going on here?
But anyway, these staircases are going to be the primary way to get up the stairs. These are going to take you above and beyond in the library. And look, even in the bedroom, we have so many places to sit. So why not put that over here? Oh yeah, I was about to be like, what else do we add? Maybe the books is a library, man. And I definitely think we're going to need a part 4, guys. At this point, I don't know if you're going to want a part 4. So you're going to have to like really want it though. Like the video if you actually want me to do a part 4, because I'm only going to do a part 4 if like everybody wants it, you know? Let's add some bookcases as you walk in. Then we'll place some of these down and then have a little bit of a seating area. And yes, this is a bit of a weird library. I won't deny that. But at the end of the day, who's going to be looking at it from up here? Everyone's going to be looking at it from down here, which it just looks grand. But actually, with a snap of my friend's fingers, ta-da! Oh my gosh, what happened here? Okay, maybe we should just have like the center ones. That is the library done. First of all, this basement room that we were working on earlier. So if you didn't know, this room here is the stairway into the basement. Can literally be sped up and decorated in a simple manner. And while I was at it, I also did this kind of corner hallway as well. That's me. Why are the hallways low-key my favorite part? I don't know why, just the comfortness, the blandness. Now, I realized I said I was doing the back garden next, so let's make good on my promise. And I kind of wanted the pool to be bigger, but it's like we're at the edge of the plot. Like, it's very hard to do that. And of course, this isn't going to be the only pool. We're going to have one in the basement as well. We're going to add some classical pool items in here, like dinghies, etc., etc. Now, I doubt Queen Elizabeth from the past would have been swimming around in dinkies. And loungers, I don't think, unless Bloxburg adds different ones, I don't think I'm ever gonna like these better. We're gonna put some umbrellas. And you're not allowed to sit on the floor in this castle. You think the princess and heir to the throne is allowed to sit on the grass? No way, Jose. This is really making me want to live in a castle, guys. Who wouldn't want to live in a castle, though, to be fair? Every day of your life would feel like you're in a literal fairy tale. If you remember, we have this little gazebo area, which I quite like to have a couple of tables and chairs in. This is where the servants are gonna go, because next we're doing the dungeon. But just quickly before that, I'm adding some lovely jubbly stepping stones all the way around, and then we'll have it like stem off this way as well. But yes, this is the famous courtyard, and this is my little Romeo and Juliet balcony up there, by the way. And if we go into sofas, I honestly think that some wicker sofas would look quite pleasant. But that's just a little something. So, down to the dungeons we go. I reckon we should have them on the left side. Kind of like as soon as you walk down here. Like, you don't want to be struggling with the prisoner all the way down the hall. And it's literally just going to be a few cells. I'm going to play a prank. You guys are going to be getting pranked by the prank patrol. Well, it's kind of a prank. In one of the cells, this third one along, I'm adding a little escape route. This is actually such a good idea. You're going to tunnel all the way down to this window, and notice how all the windows are kind of blocked off other than this one. I'm going to use the flush door, and we're going to put it on this turret, and then we're going to make sure that this goes all the way over to that turret, and we'll delete this. Let's have fire on the walls. This is so cool. This is like a secret getaway. And then so we can get back up, I'm going to add a ladder here, and then we'll add a gigantic carpet, which hopefully will cover everything. Almost every dungeon is this texture. And honestly, I don't think that carpet looks obvious at all. And then you're literally going to be going from gorgeous palace walls to maximum security doors. The walls are going to be cobblestone. Kind of like, have any of you ever built a Minecraft prison or like a Minecraft skeleton trap? And then why not have fire at the end of the prison cells? So normally if I was doing a full-blown jail, I give them lots of things. But since this is a dungeon, you don't get anything other than a bed. Poor prisoners in the olden days, guys, had to wee in their beds. Isn't that disgusting? Disgusting! And that, I guess, is our dungeon done. We have 2 rooms left that I think we can fit in with this budget. The ballroom and the towers. So we're going to start with the ballroom, purely because this is most simple, which may surprise some of you at home. Oh, the ballroom, that's like massive. It's going to be really complicated, but that's not actually the case. Is it going to be expensive? Well, heck yes. Big palace ballrooms normally have just random chandeliers floating at different height. For the floor, we'll do a similar one to what we did in the laundry. The laundry? I'm sorry. I meant in the movie theater room. I'm also going to have some stairs in here. I thought you could come out from like the upstairs of the palace, but really this is all that a ballroom is. However, I'm not boring, so I'm going to add some festive tables. But yeah, that's the ballroom. Very, very simple. It's just like a little extra, you know, of a castle. I think if we do a part 4, I'll actually extend this so that you can come in from upstairs. But the last thing we're doing is these turrets. If we put the roof of the castle back on, these were the first thing we built for all of our royal subjects, but I never actually built the inside of them. I was thinking, first of all, we're gonna have nutcrackers. They're policemen. We're also gonna color the walls with these French doors, so there's at least a way to get into these castles. Every morning, as ruler of the palace, I want to be woken up by a gorgeous piano song. Did you know when the king or queen stays in Scotland, they are woken up every morning by bagpipes? But in True Reese's world, it's going to be a piano. Finally, a throne. And I'm a solo ruler, guys. So it's just one chair and one castle. So guys, part 3 of the palace is done. So many of you guys have joined to look around. I can't believe it. So let's do just that. I've come up to my throne. All my royal subjects are bustling to get in my palace. But just before we do that, comment down below your predictions for how much you think this palace is worth now. Spoiler alert, it's 1.9 million. Now, if I open up the gate, come on in, Jabba the Hutt. So you guys have seen the outside of the palace so many times, and you guys seem to be loving it, especially Jabba the Hutt in my pool. So we've all seen the entryway. We've all seen the kitchen. However, to the left is a new room, which we built today. This is a library, guys. Who wants to get some education done? So I don't even have enough money to throw a party. I'm actually gonna have to buy money. Who wants to sit with me on my throne? And I know I said I didn't have any other rulers, but Rainbow Cal is ruling with me, aren't you, sis? She's like, yes. But as a whole, this library room is stunning. And obviously you can go up the stairs. So if you want a bit more of a quiet reading space, then up here. But as we go downstairs past the stinking peasants, we can go through into the kitchen. And so you've all seen the kitchen as well. What you haven't seen is my gorgeous new garden. So this is where I'll be hosting my royal garden parties. If you want a chance to be in one of these, they probably won't be on camera, then all you have to do is subscribe to. But anyway, here's where we get served our food. We can actually go in here because this takes us in to my office. So an overview, it's looking pretty royal. And my favorite part is probably the bookcase or the meeting table. So that is the office. As we go through, again, you have seen the Great Hall, but you've not seen this gorgeous pathway room. Look at it. Look at it, guys.
Hey, come here. Look at me. Hey, look at me.
So in here's the garage, which we also haven't done. There's just a few limos in there. And I've summoned everyone to the front gate because we're now going to the dungeon. Well, actually, first of all, we're going to the pretty ballroom. So if you come through here, guys, we have the ballroom. Someone said, Reese's, where's your house? Girly Pop, this castle is my new house. If the people have been naughty, we're going down to the dungeon. I've got to make sure this is locked. So guys, time for you to go into the dungeon. And I wonder who is going to work out that this is an escape route. Here is my escape route. Ha 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 ha. I thought nobody knew about it apart from everybody who's following. Only these 2 girls are escaping with me, guys. We made it out. If we finally go back down to this basement, which by the way will look much better when we have all the hallways in, we have the movie theater. And what do you guys think of my theater? So if we get down from the royal booth and give it an overview, this is a stunning room. I mean, down here we have ice cream machines, slushy machines. So I do hope all of you guys enjoyed watching this video and looking around. Do subscribe and like the video if you want part 4. Thanks to everyone who watched this, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!